All right, everybody, welcome Team Limitless. My name is Joshua Dunsky, and as you know, we are just super excited for tonight's call. We have two rock stars that we're going to be talking with tonight, and it has been such an honor, really, to just as our journey goes on, to get to know people. It seems like weekly we meet brand new people, we fall in love with them, we become best friends, and it's like ongoing. And I have the proud pleasure to introduce to you the first guest, and when I say influencer, that's an understatement in isogenics. And I just want to thank him, this gentleman, Morgan Nelson, for giving us your time tonight, or this morning in Bali right now. But before we start this up, I just want to tell you a little bit about Morgan, and to welcome him onto the call. Morgan is a 24-year-old ex-carpenter. He's a 4-star Golden Circle, 1-star Crystal executive. For those of you that don't know what a 4-star Golden Circle is, that's a high level in isogenics, and that's an income of anywhere between $168,000 and $278,000 per year residually and growing. That is humongous. That is huge. He's the number 7th income earner globally in isogenics, under 25 years old. And he's living a life of freedom and basically by his design for about a year now. Morgan, would you say that's true? About a year now you've been doing what you want, when you want, and how you want?
Yeah, a little bit too much, I think.
So everybody give Morgan a virtual hug, high five, clap, whatever you want to do. We welcome you, my friend. And thank you so much for being here.
That's all good. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited to jump on.
Awesome. We met you and your beautiful girlfriend, what was it, in November, I think. Was it Influencers? Yeah, we met Morgan. He was telling a really funny joke, and I was, got laughing, and I said, who is this guy? And no, it was great. We were at corporate, and we got to meet Morgan and your girlfriend. Tell us her name again. I apologize.
Cameron. She's sitting right here.
Hey, Cameron. Hey. How are you?
She's doing this stuff.
The nicest, sweetest people, and it was so great to get to know you and develop a friendship. So we're going to just dive into this. We have some questions for you. We're all foaming at the bit about how you do what you do. So we have some detailed questions, and then we're going to open up the floor, if that's okay, Morgan, to
Absolutely.
pick a little bit. So first, say it again.
John.
Hey, John. John jumped on, I guess. I can't see where you are. There you are, buddy.
How you doing, Josh?
Hey, good. We're going to get to you next, my friend. This is such a great call.
Johnny boy.
How you doing, Morgan?
How you doing?
Good to see you.
You too, man.
Awesome. So let's start out, Morgan. Tell me, or tell all of us, why did you say yes to isogenics? What was it that turned you on or lit you up, or maybe you just, dabbled a little bit? Tell us your story.
What got me to say yes to isogenics? I was an apprentice carpenter making about $450 a week. That's Australian dollars. That's about $300 US a week. And I was working 60 hours a week. Had to travel to work, so I was just broke as hell. I worked a lot, and I knew that there was no way out for the next couple of years until I was qualified. So I saw my friend making money online while he was on a holiday. So I was just like, I know that I can't physically put in any much more work than what I'm already doing, nor do I want to. But if I can make money online somehow, I'm sure I could learn it. So I went and checked it out and see what it was all about, and found out it was like protein shakes and stuff. And I'd done kickboxing at the time, and I thought it was for girls, to be honest. Restarting CrossFit, so I was just always teasing him about that. So I was like, it's not for me. And I kind of said no to it for a little bit. But what really got me was every single person that I met that was doing it said how much energy they were having. And as a carpenter, I lived off coffee and energy drinks every single day. So I was pretty open-minded. Like once I really I was just like, man, if this gives me energy and I can make money, I'll learn how to do it. So just give me the pack. I put it in my body. I got epic results. And then I really didn't start doing the business for about 8 months to a year at least. I probably enrolled, I think, about 8 people in my first year. So it wasn't really a high priority, but it was more, I was just doing it for myself, like my own health and self-development and stuff. And then the business kind of kicked up later.
Awesome. So how many years total have you been involved from start to finish, even though you were starting with the product?
Yeah. 3.5 now. Just over 3.5.
So I want everybody to have that concept for a second. 3.5 years. The first year enrolled 8 people, and now is making more than most people can make in a lifetime. That is, I mean, did you ever think you'd be in this situation, Morgan?
No, I honestly thought, I'm like, if I could make $200 to $400 a week, that would be amazing, because I still remember when I first joined Isogenics, writing out my goals. And I was like, my goal in 10 years is to be this builder. I want to be a builder still, because it was so programmed in me that that's the only way to really succeed. And this internet thing, if it works, awesome, I can make a little bit of extra money. Cool. That just means that I don't have to work Saturdays anymore. So that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I just want to get my Saturdays back. I want to surf on Saturday again. And so that's all I could fathom. So I was like, I still want to be a builder and go and develop property and all of that stuff, because I thought that was honestly the only way. If, in Australia, I don't know what it's like in America, but if you were going to retire early, I had the dream to retire about 40. I'm like, if I'm going to do that, it's going to be through property and developing property and being a builder and stuff. That was sort of my goal still. Maybe 2 years in, year and a half, 2 years in, where I was just like, screw this. Why do I want to work till 40? So it developed over time. Awesome. And it wasn't, honestly, I didn't want to max out until last Vegas, actually. It was in Vegas, and all I could ever imagine was having maybe like a 4 or 5-star income. I was like, because, 5-star making $6,000 a week, I'm like, I'm living pretty good at that. And I walked past the Platinum Lounge and I just saw inside and I was like, I want that. So I just changed. I'm like, now I want to max out so I can go to the Platinum Lounge. So it's continually developing.
I love it. I'm going to cut right to the good stuff. I like interviews where people ask the tough questions and what everybody wants to know. This is for me and a lot of people on this call. What is your approach? So we hear a lot of times, oh, young people don't have money to do this. We're broke college students. This is not for us. What is your approach? Are you approaching with the business, with the nutrition? What is the conversation like? How do you talk about the money? Give us the juice, man. Show us how you do this.
It's honestly so different. And I learned this. I've been learning the difference between your country and my country in the last year or so, because we've been growing a big, Cameron's American, so a lot of more Americans coming into the team. In America, it's so much more common. People want a business opportunity. People are more often to be struggling for money. In Australia, our cost of living is lower and our average wage is higher. So extra money to some people is great, but we've got it too good in some sense. So if you were to say to people like, you can make an extra $200 a week, they're like, yeah. But to someone in America, $200 a week, that's life-changing. Most Americans, it's like, yeah. You know what I mean? So in Australia, it's predominantly products. Everyone here is health focused. So I was doing training with a guy, Fraser Brooks, the other day. I don't know if you heard of Fraser Brooks. He's like the Eric Worre of social media. So he teaches training and how to build through social media. He's a gun. And he came to Australia and he's like, you guys are the only country I've been to where you guys lead with the products. And it's just different. It's just so different. So it's also great to know where who you're talking to and what the market's like. But now I've honestly built my business very much on leading with the products, and I show people how to get free products, and the ones who get intrigued by getting free products, I show them how they can create residual income. But I've totally switched it around now, and I'm just being very much more intentional. So I'm very much like, if I want to grow $1 million business, I need to find other CEOs. Like, what does $1 million business have? They have CEOs and they have like top end managers and supervisors and all that. So I'm like, I want to start attracting people like that. And then below that, you have workers and right. So, and the way I think that, I'm like, I want to start attracting people that want to go executive within the first 2 months, 3 months. So I'm very much leading with the business now, and I've honestly only changed my words with that in the last probably month. When someone says, what do you lead with? I'm like, both, because there's no business without the products and there's no products without the business. So if you're leaving one of them out, you're doing someone massive disjustice. So if you've heard any of Zach Slovin's sort of training, I just sort of do stuff like that. Like I'm always looking for people like smart, entrepreneurial, motivated people that would want to earn an additional income stream. And if it's for them, awesome. If it's not, hey, no worries, because we've also got incredible health and nutrition products. Do you know of anyone? I always ask for referrals, because so often you're like, do you know of anyone that might want to have, weight loss, more energy, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, yeah, me, all the time, right? So you know how you get those conversations where you're not sure where they're going. And you're like, how can I, like you want to bring up isogenics, be like, how can I do it? And the conversation's kind of died. I just ask for referrals all the time. And, probably 8 times out of 10, they're like, yeah, I need more energy. And then boom, let's talk about products. What was the second part to that question you asked?
I mean, that was very helpful. I want to know what the money conversation. So when you are talking about, I have a lot of questions actually. Do you have a favorite system you start with, or is it kind of you let people kind of choose what works for them? And then the last part is with the money conversation, do you get those monetary objections, and what is your stance on that with those people?
Are you saying which packs do I get them started?
Yeah. Do you have a system or a pack that you like, that you kind of lead with, or do you kind of feel them out to start them, where they want?
Always leading with, so you guys call it the value pack, the $600 pack. Always that one, because now in Australia, they give us the 2 free membership coupons as well. What they've done with that pack is genius. It's a consultant making machine. It's a manager making machine if done right. Setting you up to give you retention straight away with $25 coupon next month, 2 free membership coupons, and a $75 coupon for your first event. Anyone talking business, it's an absolute no-brainer. And how I overcome most objections before they even come up. So exactly how you guys done in your video that you've just made. I was watching that the other day. It's brilliant. And I'm just like, you guys have overcome nearly every single objection in the video. Like, you couldn't watch that video and come back and go, oh, but I don't like shakes. Like, did you watch the video? Or, it's just, oh, but I'm skeptic. Did you not listen to the doctor say he did it? He said no 8 times. You know what I mean? So when I talk to someone about the price, especially if it's business, it's super easy, because anyone on the call, like if you've ever invested in a business or a franchise before, it's thousands and thousands of dollars. McDonald's won't touch you unless you have $2 million in the bank. Dunkin' Donuts is $500,000. Isogenics is $600. So when I speak to somebody about the business, all I do is share my story. And it's not like I have this upper leg because I live in Bali. I live in Bali. That's just my story. You and Lisa live in Boston, but do this full time and earning bank. That's your story. I market mostly to people who travel, young people who travel, because that's my market. So it's very easy, because every single person that comes to me wants to travel, because that's just my market. I'm assuming every people that come to you just want to be, debt free, living freedom life, doing what they want, hanging out all the time. You know what I mean? So people say to me, oh, it's easy for you because you live in Bali. Yeah, it's easy for me because that's my niche. If you're a stay-at-home mum, but you're able to stay home and take your kids to school every day, that's your niche. I can't market to that. So when I speak to someone and I'm living here in Bali and I'm talking about the business, I talk to them about everything, and then I'm just like, and do you want to know how much this lifestyle has cost me to get started? They're like, what? I'm like, I got started in this business for $600 and I ate my overhead, and every single dollar I earn is a profit. There's no rent, there's no staff, there's no stock, there's no worries. I don't have any outlays. Everything's profit. How nuts is that? And then they're just like, whoa, that's crazy, dude. So when it comes to the price, it's like, yeah, man, $600. Easy. And it's including, obviously you're getting all your food and everything for the month. So for a business point of view, I think that's super, super easy, because if someone doesn't want to invest $600 for their business, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to work with you, because if you're not going to put a value of at least $600 in your business, then I don't know. I've worked with people before that have started on a 30-day pack and they just don't value it. How can you value a business that you spend $300 on? $600 is nothing. I think it's a blessing and a curse. I'm so grateful that it's so cheap to get started on Isogenics, but I actually hate it because people put $600 value on. Now, if you were to spend $600 a month for the next, I worked it out the other day. I think it's 5 years. Let's do this right now. If you just spend $600 a month times 12 times 5, yeah. So now I say to people, if this investment's $36,000, pretend like you've invested $36,000 in your Isogenics business and you get to pay it off $600 a month for the next 5 years. What sort of work ethic and attitude are you going to put to your business now, knowing that you're 36 grand in debt to Isogenics? But they're not going to charge you interest. They're nice. $600 a month. You get the best products in the world every single month. How much are you putting into your business now? So it's massively just the mindset and the value that you put to it. And it's the biggest thing is just trying to find the highest value for them. Okay, so and when it comes to products, products is the same thing. Finding the value, their pain point. So I'm really big on speaking to people and finding their why. Why do they really want to do this? If I'm going to pick on Jody. So Jody Langolotti, sounds like an Italian last name. If Jody came to me and she's like, Morgan, I want to lose 10 kilos, we'd be like, wow, that's so cool. Why though? She'd be like, oh, but just so I look like, yeah, but what do you mean like look good? Like, oh, but look good in my bikini because summer's coming up. Oh, okay. So you want to lose 10 kilos to look good in your bikini. How long have you tried to lose weight for to try and look good in your bikini for summer? How many summers have gone by that you haven't been confident? And then we're getting to the tough questions that get people's emotions going, because people buy out of emotion, not logic. And Jody might say to me, look, it's actually been 5 years. Like, I'm just making assumptions here, Jody. Let's just say like I had a kid 5 years ago and I haven't been able to feel confident in my body since. Okay, cool. Have you tried anything else in the past? Yeah, I tried these shakes. I hated them, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Did you get your money back for them shakes? No, it was a ripoff. Wow, that sucks. So at least for what I do, if this doesn't work for you, you can get your money back. Just know that. Okay, cool. So imagine if this summer you're able to lose that 10 kilos, you got the energy and the confidence just to feel amazing in your bikini. How would that feel? Let her tell me. And then also show the pain to it. Okay, so let's just say hypothetically, if you were to choose to do nothing right now and come summer, you're in the exact same position as you are right now, still the same weight you are, feeling the exact same weight you are, how would you feel then? Really shit. And then I'm just like, well, I'm so excited that we're having this conversation because, look, I know these products are just going to like be the best thing for you. And most likely you're going to be saving money. And then I literally just copy Chris Harder word for word. If you Google Chris Harder Overcoming Objections podcast, he done an awesome podcast on how to break down the price. And that's where I let Jody tell me the answers then. So it's kind of like, so look, this is going to replace 2 meals today for you. Which ones do you want to replace? She tells me, what do you eat for those 2 meals right now? She tells me, cool, how much are you spending on those 2 meals a day? It's so often that people spend, $15 to $40 a day on these 2 meals and snacks and things. And then she tells me how much she's spending. Let's say it's $20 a day. Do you buy snacks? Do you buy coffee, energy drinks, protein shakes, supplements, anything like that? Stack it all up. Maybe she spends $30 a day. I'm like, perfect. So this is only going to cost you $19 a day to get the absolute best pack, and you're going to save money. But more importantly, within the next 30 days, you're going to be in that bikini feeling absolutely incredible. And you know what I mean? Like, so using their words to fill it back in, if that makes sense. But the Chris Harder podcast, I copy that word for word. All I do, I'm just a big copycat. And I got really good.
That's it, man. That's the duplication. That's the duplication part. That's why you're doing so well.
I failed in school for copying people, and now I'm making money for copying people. It's amazing.
I love it. That's fantastic. Listen, you blew me away with that 36 grand. That is, I'm using that. I'll give you credit though, but I'm gonna use that because there's so much power. It's true. It's so much power in that. What's their work ethic gonna look like when they know that 36,000 you're gonna pay it off over 5 years? That is brilliant. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Already taken away from here.
Because that's what I said to somebody in my team yesterday. Yeah, he's got a kid and he's comp prepping at the moment and he works, busy life. But I was like, mate, what if you invested in a McDonald's franchise right now and you put $2 million down? Like, you'd be sleeping 3 hours a night, if that, wouldn't you? It's like, yeah. I'm like, that's up to you, mate, when you want to work this thing. Like, it's just sitting there. Like, you're lucky that even when you twiddle your thumbs, it's real estate. And it's an investment account for you anyway. If no one understands that, if you just sit there in your account, you've probably got people enrolling under you all the time anyway. So that's what happened for me. I sat there screwing around for a year. Then when I got started, I had a bit of a team built already. I was like, this is awesome. So we're so grateful. We're so lucky here. Seriously.
I love that. Hey, Morgan, I totally have chills too. That was amazing. You had a statement there I have to go back and listen to because I started writing down some of it. But this is gold. I love it. I mean, I'm sure everybody can feel like how professional you are at doing this business. You're 24. That is super rad. I love it. One of the things that's standing out to me a lot is that you use a lot of attraction marketing, and I watch your Facebook page, and one of the things that we've learned along the way is to really put your niche out there and show people what you're doing. And I love that you do it in a very professional manner and not a showy, but really using that attraction marketing. So aside from the attraction marketing, because obviously it's working and people who want what you have are coming to you, what are you doing aside from that, like for reach out and, who are you? I mean, obviously you're looking for, start members who like to travel the world. But on a regular basis, like when you meet someone, or are you, doing Instagram or using Facebook? What other ways are you looking to try to build your business and reaching out to people?
Yeah, so I think I honestly just started using Instagram a couple months ago because I've been crushing Facebook for 3 years. So I think master one platform first. Don't try to go out and be the master of LinkedIn. I don't even know what LinkedIn is. I'll probably never know what LinkedIn is. Don't try and be the man on Facebook and Instagram and everything. Just pick one and just own that one. They're both amazing. Now I've just got more time. I'm getting better at it. So yeah, I honestly I still do probably 70% Facebook, 30% Instagram. I post once a day on Instagram and I post some stories a couple times a week. But like you're saying with attraction marketing, I didn't actually know what that was until someone said the other day, like, hey, you do attraction marketing. So what's that? They're like, what you're doing? How people come to you. I'm like, oh, that's freaking awesome. So through like your stories, like follow me on Instagram. It's Morgan T. Nelson, and Facebook. Just follow me on Facebook if you want, and just watch my stories and stuff. I just, like, I'm sure, have we all heard of the 10-4-1 posting on Facebook? We all heard of that? How pretty much just don't post more than, I say, 20-30% of your posting about isogenics. because you just look like you're spamming, you look annoying. And so I do most of my Ice Shanks posting now through stories because I don't know, it's just more a roundabout way. It's not permanent. It's not in your face all the time. But I also try to keep a similar ratio on the stories because no one wants to watch your stories all the time if you're like, shakes, before and after, money, blah, blah, blah. Like I still watch, like I show my life, and people love it because what social media's turned into now is an online platform to literally, no one watches TV or movies anymore. In the next 3 to 5 years, Instagram influencers are going to be paid more money than A-list celebrities because people watch Facebook and social media now. They don't watch all the other crap. So if you're providing value, people want to watch you. That's the biggest thing. So instead of asking, how can I get more clients? How can I get more customers? Ask yourself, how can I provide more value to the people that just watch? So I tuned on, instead of having 50 niches, I just picked 2, maximum 3. So obviously I've got health and wealth, like isogenics. I transform people's lives with health and wealth. That's 1. My other one is travel because there's no denying that. I done like 13 countries last year or something like that. I just travel all the time. And my last one is personal development because I personally just love personal development. It's in my 10-year vision to create programs and do coaching at schools and things like that because that's what I want to do. That's not for everybody. Okay, so don't try and be someone you're not. Be authentic as hell. And now what's happening is I'm attracting a lot of people that are just loving my stuff. So I attract people that are also in self-development. I attract people that are into traveling. And I attract people that are into like entrepreneurial things because it's this game gets so amazing when people that are just like you come to you and want to be like you. It's the best. It's so fun. But it's so annoying when you're trying to convince someone else to change their ways. You know what I mean? And I had that for years when I wasn't tuned in on who I was. Now I know exactly who I am. I don't give a shit if I do something that offends someone else. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just the way it's going to be. And you're just not meant to be in my team. But I attract so many people that are on the same wavelength as me. And now my whole team's built with just people that love self-development, love traveling, and just love life. It's really, really cool. I forget what else you asked, Lisa.
Oh, well, I was just talking about what other ways you reach out to people. Like, are you face-to-face, like meet and greet? Do you do networking groups?
Yeah. So Jen Schultz, Jen Patch, whatever her last name is, said to me one day that your business hasn't actually started. Well, you're not treating this like a business until you actively try and find new people to talk to. So we're not on this luxurious island. Well, we are, but this place is turning into the next LA here. LA for millennials here. This is my niche. It's my playground. So I go to networking events probably 1, 2, 3 times a week here, where I'm meeting other people that are just traveling through. And the coolest thing is, if they're not already working online, they're networking because they want to find people like me that can help them work online. So I'm going to places where I want to find people like me. Now, if you're a stay-at-home mom, you might want to go to mum groups and arts and craft things and things like that, where you can find other mums that might want to stay at home. If you just love surfing, maybe you want to go out to the busiest surf spot and go and network with people out in the surf. Who knows? Like, all I'm saying is don't look at me and be like, well, I wish I lived in Bali. I could grow a business if I lived in Bali. But I grew my business to live in Bali, by the way, as well. Because a lot of people go, oh, well, you live in Bali. Like, mate, I freaking hustled. I'd get home at 8 o'clock at night after finishing a 12-hour work day, and then work till 11 or 12 o'clock, and then get back up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go back and do my work day. That's what I did to have this life. So, but yeah, I'm doing as many networking events and stuff here as I can because I still think as great as social media is, you still can't beat meeting people belly to belly. I think it's just the best. I love it. But as much as attraction marketing, people coming to me, I still honestly believe if you're not going out there connecting with people still daily, then you're not building a business, you're not serious, and you're still just winging it. So I do connect with people daily. I'm up to the letter C in my friends list on Facebook.
Wow.
It's impossible to run out of people to talk to. Like I haven't, you know what I mean? So when I'm like, cool, I need to connect with people, I'll go to my list and I'll just probably go and connect with another 10 or 20 people on my list. And what always happens whenever you just set massive intention as to what you want, the universe, God, higher power, whatever, just has your back and throws you people. And that just happens. Every time I'm like, I haven't enrolled anyone in 2 weeks. If I get to work and I go and connect with 20 people and I put some posts in like a Facebook group, or if I network and I add a couple extra people, I'll have people message me and say, hey, I've been following you for 2 years now. I'm ready to get started. Or it just happens.
Yeah, the best one that
Fun
happens.
game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, love it.
Awesome. So what we're going to do is we have time for one more. We're going to open up the call. We're going to open up the floor for anybody on this call to ask Morgan a question. Unfortunately, we only have time for one question. We have to respect Morgan's time, and we're going to let him jump off. He's super busy. And again, we so appreciate you, my friend, for giving us some time tonight. It means more than you know. So if you have a question, just put your hand up, and I'm going to choose somebody because unfortunately we only have time for one. So if you do have a question for Morgan, throw your hand up, and we'll pick on you, or try to pick on you. Don't be shy. He's a funny guy. Yeah, let me see. This up. Anybody have a question for Morgan? Thank you. No.
I think they're all afraid.
They're afraid. Morgan is scared.
All
right, Paul Holland, my friend, step right up, unmute yourself, and fire away.
Hey, I'm unmuted. It's a pain for me to be muted on here, but it's not so much a question. It's a comment. And everybody here knows, and I don't mean to brag, but I used to be a licensed plumber. The age of, I think it was 49, I was introduced to this program. It had a very similar epic experience that you did within 4 days, just so much more energy. Was able to stop drinking coffee on day 4 and lived on that and fast food just like you did. And all I really want, you talked about that $200-300, a month. I forget what the statistic is, but here in the United States, I think that would save like 50% of marriages or something like that. It's crazy. A car payment, it can grow into a mortgage payment. And it's just, it's incredible to see you at half my age in the same kind of industry to grow out of it. And there's no reason why none of us, can't do the same thing. And I love your quote that it's impossible to run out of people to talk to. It's so, so true.
It is. That's awesome. Thanks, Paul.
You're welcome, man. Thank you.
But yeah, seriously, if someone's got a question, we're good. Hit us up with a question.
Jennifer.
So I'm curious, and I don't think you've answered this. Oh, by the way, I'm the one who my kids are Cameron and Morgan, so good names. Good
awesome.
Names.
I love them.
Only they're opposite. Boy Cameron, girl Morgan. Anyway.
That's what's so good about our relationship. Like we can, she can call up on my behalf and do things like, oh, hey, I'm Morgan. And I can call up and do things. Hey, I'm Cameron. It's so cool.
That's sweet. I'll tell my kids to do that as they get older.
Yeah.
So I'm curious kind of what you think young people, I'm 41-year-old old lady here, not in the start group. What are young people looking for, do you think? Like, I don't know if that's a specific enough question, but it's kind of like what your age group or the, or is there not really one answer for that?
Yeah, they're looking for a lottery ticket.
Yeah. Does that mean they don't want to work? I guess this is a lottery ticket.
Yeah. honestly, I'm going to tell all you guys the honest truth here. Maybe John could give some different advice on this. Because here's my experience. I finished school at 18, or I finished school at whatever, 17. I went and worked for 6 months, saved some money. I traveled for 2 months because in Australia, that's what you do. You travel. We're very freedom life. I came back at 18 after traveling Europe, had the best time ever, and I got an apprenticeship. And then I got told, hey, this is your life now for the rest of your life. 8 to 10 hour days. And I was just like, wow, people do this? But I was a hard worker and I wanted it. So I got to work, got working. 2 years into full-time work, the fun kind of died down. I was like, this is shit. Like, this is honestly what people do for the rest of their life. So when something came to me like this, I was like, yeah, extra money. And then, the year into Isogenics, I was like, dude, I'm well done with this. 3 years working full-time. I see these people traveling, doing whatever they want. I can do that too because it doesn't have to be this way. So that took me until the age of 22 to understand. Now, in America, people finish school and then go to college straight away. They do 4 or 5 years in college. They're 22, 23 before they even experience full-time work. So that's why and that's the majority of people. In Australia, if they go to university, they do the same thing. Or if it takes people 3 to 5 years. So the people under 25, we're the very rare source that you find that just go, screw it, I want to do it. I watch Gary Vee on YouTube and they're like, I want to hustle. Maybe you get people like that. If you do, that's awesome. But I've found in the start group, if you want start group, you want between 25 and 35. You look at the income difference of what we earn under 10, under 25, compared to the number 7th income earner, 25 to 35 is, I think, Heidi McCallan. She's a millionaire. She makes about 800 grand a year. That's the difference. So if you want start group, I want between 25 and 35. I hate dealing with under 25 because they want a lottery ticket. They just haven't experienced full-time work yet. They haven't experienced hard work, and they need that. So that's to answer your question. I get it so often. Like, how do I get more people in start group? You don't want them because they very, very rarely. Like, if you find someone like me, put me on a call with them and I'll chat to them. I love seeing people succeed, but I hate helping people with something and them just think it's going to be a lottery ticket and not doing anything with it. But you'll find the gems like Cameron and like John and like me that are under 25 that just want to do it. But if you put your energy into finding people that are just like you, doing what you do, all the top income earners are between like 35 and 50. They're the ones I want on my team. I want my team's parents on board. That's what I want.
That's it for the parents. For parents.
Yeah.
Great question.
But yeah, young people, freedom's the biggest thing. Traveling in America, debt-free, the massive debt-free, to be able to travel and to be able to, our generation's very, very different. We're believing different things. The world's going a whole different way. So making money online, I believe for any millennial is definitely an interest, being able to just make any sort of money online. And then you just got to find the ones that actually really want to run with it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hope that helped.
Morgan, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. We love you, brother. We're going to respect your time, and what you've given us tonight is priceless. And give your girlfriend a kiss for us. And thank you so much, honestly, for doing this. Really, you made a huge dent and huge impression. So I appreciate it.
That's all good.
It's all good, my friend.
Happy to be jumping on and seeing you guys. Are you guys going to be in Maui?
We'll be in Maui. We'll see you in Maui.
I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
All right, buddy. We'll see you there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All good.
All right.
I love you all.
Love you too, buddy.
Bye.
Take care. All right, everybody. We are going to switch gears. That was so great. All these people are so loving and giving, and John's the same way. And I am so excited to introduce John Stankiewicz. Did I pronounce it right? Stankiewicz, right?
Stankiewicz, yeah.
Stankiewicz. Phew.
Even though I think I'm on my mom's Zoom right now, it says Susan Wheeler underneath me. It's not my name.
We're going to assume you're not Susan. But John is for those of you that know the beautiful Susan Wheeler. This is Susan's son, and Lisa and I had the amazing opportunity to we met you at Super Saturday a couple months prior, but we got to hang out with you on the championship cruise. And this guy, not only can he dance, he can sing like you've never seen before. Incredible. And so Joe, we had such a blast with you. But I want to introduce everybody to you right now, or introduce you to everybody right now. John is a 2-star Golden Circle who recently just hit Crystal Executive. So big high five to John there. He is growing an awesome, powerful team right now. For those of you, again, that are unsure what the stars and the levels are, 2-star Golden Circle means that you earn between $56,000 and $109,000 per year, residually and growing. John is in the 18 to 25-year-old start group. He's also 24, and he's a top income earner in the under 25 start group, which is huge. He's an ISABODY honorable mention, which he's going to tell us about. And he, like I said, he earned his championship cruise with us a couple weeks ago. So thank you so much, my friend. Thank you for being here. We know how busy you are as well. And I just, you meet people, and as soon as, you start talking, you realize there's so much value, and you're one of those people. You were thanking me the other day, and I'm looking at Lisa, I'm like, I'm thanking this guy. In the conversations that we have, your passion, energy. So welcome here, welcome to the call, and let's start out with your story. I heard an interview you recently did, but I want you to talk about this from the get-go. How'd you get started?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me on, honestly, and it's great to see you guys again. That was by Morgan. I was blown away by that. I just took so many notes. But so I got involved with Isogenics about 6 years ago now. Like you just said, my mom, Susan Wheeler, got me involved. I had just turned 18 and graduated college. I remember we were out in the Outer Banks in North Carolina, and her best friend, Cindy Walter, was telling her about all this health and wellness business she found. She knew my mom was going to love the products. She was so excited about the business. And, it just kind of clicked for her. And she looked at me. She's like, I'm getting you involved with this. One day you're going to thank me for it. And at the beginning, I was like, I had no idea really what it was all about. I just saw them excited. I was like, whatever, didn't think much of it. And, throughout high school growing up, I used to play sports. I worked out, and I very quickly plateaued with the products I was using, didn't feel great using them. And at first, probably a year went by before I actually even decided to give the products a try. And a huge kicker is I went to school that fall. My best friend called me. He's like, dude, I have this awesome opportunity I found. You got to do this with me. And I joined another network marketing company with him. And I had $600 worth of energy drinks mailed to our house. And as mad as my mom was, she still, supported me, got me into personal development. And for about 6 months, we're driving all over the state, doing events, just spreading the message because we were so excited about it. We saw the vision of what was possible with network marketing. And, after that 6-month mark, I kind of just looked at the integrity of the company, didn't really like it. I saw what my mom and Cindy were doing with their Isogenics business, saw how valuable the products are and how many lives they were actually changing. And so I was like, it just doesn't make sense for me to stay with this company when I have this amazing opportunity here. And I'll be completely honest with you. I talked to everyone I knew when I did that first company. So probably a year and a half, 2 years went by where I was, I felt a little bit defeated. A lot of people gave me a lot of crap for, saying I'm doing this big thing with this first company and not following through with it. And so in the meantime, throughout college, I was very entrepreneurial. I started a few businesses up. One of them, we were busing students to off-campus events because I went to UConn. It's in the middle of nowhere. And just doing that, doing the LLCs, the paperwork, the advertisement, all the expenses that go with a traditional business, it just kept leading me back to network marketing. I was always so close, and I'd be like, I don't think I'm ready to go back yet. And, finally, just doing that part-time throughout school, I was able to graduate with a degree in applied mathematics, and didn't have to go get that 9-to-5 desk job like most of my friends were getting. And 5 days after graduation, I moved to Italy and traveled around for almost a year. Came back, moved to California for a while, and now I'm in Connecticut where most of my team is building full time. And, it's just been an amazing journey so far.
That's so great.
Hey, John.
How are you, Lisa?
I'm so good.
We're going to have to hit the stage again soon.
We are. If anybody missed it, John and I sang karaoke on the cruise, and his mother Facebook Lived it, so I'm sure you can still check it out. We were amazing.
I would say so.
But one of the things that I think that, stands out about that is we both completely suck at singing, but we both put ourselves out there and we just had fun and we were willing to look silly for a good time. Really.
Absolutely.
But that's one of the things about you that I admire is that, it's not about, it's not about you. It's about, doing this thing for other people. And, we wanted to make people laugh and we had fun and we laughed too. But what you just said about doing the other company and then talking to everybody you knew and then trying to start up Isagenix and feeling a little deflated. At your age, most people would be completely sidelined by being deflated. And I mean, you just backed your story up with all kinds of things that you've done. I mean, building LLCs while you're in college, all that. I mean, you've definitely got this in your blood. But how did you get past that being deflated moment? Because I don't care how old you are, all of us have had that moment or moments in life, and many of us have quit things. So tell us how you moved through that.
Yeah, so there's definitely multiple things that got me to move through it. Probably the top one would be, like I said, I was watching my mom and Cindy, how many people's lives were actually changing. With this other business, it was energy drinks. Like they were good, but that wasn't changing anybody's life. And, I felt selfish and like I was doing a disservice by not sharing this with people, just by witnessing all the results, the weight loss, the financial success people were having. And finally, when it's making it about other people and not about yourself. And I was making it by myself by not sharing this with other people. And just, I had to go out and take that leap and help people, get their health together, make some extra money and to serve them. So just switching that mindset was huge for me. And, like I said, I'm entrepreneurial. I never envisioned myself working a desk job or working a 9-to-5 my entire life. And I just saw what was possible with this. I saw what I could be able to do in the life I could live. And I mean, it's awesome. Just like Morgan was saying before, it's not like people might say to me like, oh yeah, of course you can do this. You're living in Italy, you're living in California, you're traveling all over the world. But, we put in work to get there. It's not like we're just one day traveling the world with that freedom. You put in the work to get there. And that's just what I envisioned for myself, is living that life of freedom, being fun, not ever dreading my job. And yeah, so those are probably the two main things, that mindset switch and just that vision. And I knew that this was the vehicle to get me there.
That is awesome. I'm just thinking, the people, we always say, you are the product of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. And I'm thinking Cindy Walter, Susan Wheeler. I mean, how could you not succeed in this? So
great red suspenders.
Great leaders. And so let's talk about here. Morgan was giving us an idea of what it's like to build overseas in Australia. Tell us about the conversations that you have in the same thing. I have several different questions for you, but I think it's one thing that comes up over and over again is he's 22 years old. He doesn't have any money. He's not going to want to do this. Or I'm broke. I'm a freshman in college. I don't have money. Tell me when you are talking to that business builder and maybe you're having the business conversation and they have a monetary objection or they don't have it right now. Maybe it's not an objection. Tell me how you handle that, because you're growing an incredible, powerful team right now. So what do those conversations look like?
So I have to say before, I recently made a mindset switch that Morgan was referring to before, but because you look at the 25 to 35-year-olds and start and how much significantly better they're doing than we are. And, I've kind of switched my focus, but throughout college, I was doing events. I was getting a lot of college students enrolled, getting duplication, building a lot of consultants. And, it's, like you said, it's emotional. It's getting people to see the vision with it. Like, it's cool that I was just going through college, getting a paycheck every week, and then able to just graduate and go travel the world. And people are excited by that. They want that life. But like you said, a lot of people aren't willing to put the work in for it. But, it originally, in college, every weekend I saw people would be like, oh, I don't have money. But then every weekend they're at the bar, drinking beer after beer, ordering pizzas. And it's just like, you really break it down and you are saving money with these systems. And it's undeniable. Like, it's $3 for an entire meal replacement shake. And I know throughout college, just every day you're swiping your card, you're getting one meal here, one meal there. And it's like you were saying, eliminating those objections before you get them. So I'll normally sit down with someone. I'll be like, all right, so take me through a typical day of what you eat. And they'll be like, well, I make breakfast, I buy lunch, I go grocery shopping. And you just add it all up and you show them all the money that they're spending. And then $600 for a value pack. You're saving money and you have the opportunity to get all your products paid for. That was, the main way I would kind of break down the cost of the food, but then just the fact alone that you have the access to an unlimited compensation plan just by buying food as your only overhead cost that you eat. You don't even have to resell it. And that's how it is with a lot of companies. You buy the food or whatever the product is, and you have to personally resell it. Your business cost is literally food that you eat. It's crazy to me. And so you show people that, and, you just get them started with 2 people right away. It's paid for. And for people that don't have the money right now, obviously we all know people don't start right away all the time. It takes multiple exposures. I think the average is like 8 exposures someone needs to go through before they actually are ready to make the decision. And for those people, you keep following up with them. You figure out a way how they can get the money, what they can put away in their paycheck. They can go, I know people have like sold their refrigerators or something. I mean, if you want it bad enough, you can come up with the money to do it. So it's really up to them. I'm willing to help them and assist them with that. But if they're not willing to put $600 on to open their own business, then you have to really question how serious they are and what type of person they'd be like to work with.
Awesome. You know what? We're going to switch gears here for a second. Let's open up the floor. I don't want to, we gathered questions from the team, but I want to let people on here ask questions and not save that to the end because of time. So if anybody's got a question right now for John, let's just fire away and make this. Jody Langelotti, go right ahead.
Thank you so much for doing this tonight, John. You have a great story. And I really wanted to go back to those 2 years where you were really kind of deflated. And what did you do to get yourself through that? How did you keep yourself motivated? And how did you eventually kind of pull yourself out of that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm definitely very, I'm a self-starter. I'm very ambitious on my own. And like I said, I did that business. I did another business every finals week. We would be buying every textbook we could on campus. There's like a team of 5 of us putting a flyer under every door and every place on campus, buying thousands of textbooks. And I just always kept that entrepreneurial spirit. But like I was saying, it's just, you look at the hours and the payoff and like the costs associated with it. And then it just every time I'd be like, network marketing's right here. And then I just wouldn't be ready to go back to it yet just because of all the scrutiny and stuff I was receiving from people. But, eventually, like I said, I just started myself and other people, bringing them instead of being, caught up in my own head about what people are going to think about me. And, my vision too, just knowing that I didn't want to go do this a regular job. I had a degree in math. I always knew that I was going to do something business related with it on my own. But it just eventually it was just like, all right, like this is working. It doesn't matter what people are saying to me. I'm going to help so many people by doing this. And this is going to get me to where I want to go in life. So it was just more, it was making the decision. It's like, you can't force it upon someone. They kind of have to come to it themselves. And that's how I was. Like, as much as my mom always said, she'd be like, John, like, I know you're going to be great at this. You got to do it. You got to do it. But it was really the decision I made in my own head. Like, eventually just enough was enough. I was like, all right, I got to go back. So does that answer your question?
It totally does. And I just want to say that it's amazing that at your age, and I don't want to talk down to you at all. I mean, obviously you're amazing that you came to that realization on your own. And, most people, it takes them a lot longer to be able to do that. So kudos to you. That's just amazing.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Eliza.
Hey, John, thank you so much for hopping on tonight. So I have a question. It's actually like a 2-part question. Can you walk us through a day in a life, your work day, what it looks like? And then my second part to that question is that what every day looks like, or do you schedule days off?
I'll tell you straight up, every day for me is different. I like to do my morning routines. I like to wake up. I like to read, make my breakfast, just get my mind in a good place for the day. I feel like that's super important, is to just have that personal development and get off on the right foot with positivity. But I change it every single day. I do this full time, so I'm able to be flexible with my schedule, but it's just kind of like, certain days I'll have a lot of calls at night and none in the morning, some all in the morning. I don't really care when I do the work or not. As long as I just have that work done at some point. My following up, my coaching with people, the calls, whatever it may be. I adjust it. If there's something I want to do a certain day, I block that time off. I think it's important to be able to go do. That's what we're in this for, is the time freedom. So, there will be times, of course, like if someone like needs to talk then and that's it, then sure, I'll do it. You have to make sacrifices sometimes, but no, I change it a lot and I travel a lot too. So when I'm traveling, I like to block off periods of time to go do things with the people I'm traveling with. And I like to try to talk to 3 new people every single day. And I'll admit I don't do that every single day, but that's my goal when I set out. And, I like to meet a lot of people at the gym. That's a big place for me. I'm certified as a personal trainer, and I don't train people really, but it's just that credibility that goes with everything. So people like really value what I have to tell them and what we have to talk about and the information I give them. So I use that as a huge tool to meet new people and talk to new people. And obviously that's one of the best people you can get on, people that are trying to make that transformation. But yeah, to answer your question, it changes every single day for me.
Awesome. Great question. Roberto.
Okay, let's say you have a builder in your Facebook profile that you talk to him a little bit, but finally, I mean, you want to talk to this person about that business opportunity, and you see that this person is maybe having success in his business. I mean, how do you approach it?
Like someone with a different business?
Yes.
So like someone that's just business oriented, not involved with network marketing.
No. Let's say the person is doing Herbalife, for example.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, first thing I think is huge when talking to people from other network marketing companies, and never trash it or their product or anything. Never be like, your company's got way worse products, the comp plan's not as good. I normally just play the ignorance card. I do know a good amount about the other companies, but I'll just be like, I know that the company's got a great name. There's a lot of people that join. It seems like a lot of people have success with it. But what I can tell you is that Isagenix compensation plan is phenomenal. Our products are, it doesn't get more higher grade than our products are. And I just really talk very highly of our company without talking down on theirs, because you don't want to make them feel stupid or feel like, you're attacking their character or who they are because they're with that company. But yeah, I just like to show them. I think if you draw out our compensation plan, it should blow away anyone's mind. It's crazy how much money you can make, and how quickly you can make it as well if you're going to take this and start running with it. And the products as well. I don't really get sciencey with everything. I understand most of the science, but I just like you use these products. They feel great. Look at all these people. Show them the transformations that are happening. And not always will people switch over, but if they understand their company and then you just show them ours, they're probably going to think ours is way better just from the compensation plan and everything, without even knowing much about the products.
Great question. Lisa, you got something?
Yeah. Hey, John, I'm, we got to know you on the cruise, and I know that it was like a very social piece, but I'm loving everything you're talking about. And what I wanted to just kind of point out to everyone is a theme that's going on here is these guys both have put a lot of work into personal development, and they are, 24 years old. I was not talking like you guys, nor was I going to sit up on a call at 8:30 at night on a Monday. So kudos for that. And, the amount of time and effort you guys both put into this, has built your posture up. Personal development builds your business. What would be your advice for someone who wants to talk to someone your age, but is kind of like, and making those decisions for them, but waiting for the perfect time or the perfect thing to say? What would you advise them?
Yeah, well, like I said, for me, as much as my mom wanted me to do this and drilled me to do it, and every time was like, look at this, look what we're doing, like, this is crazy, you can be a part of it. You really have to make that decision yourself. But at the same time, she was always very supportive of everything I was doing. As much as she wanted me to do it, she'd always support me with every other endeavor, even when I was within a different network marketing company. But she would give me like those personal development books and feed me those resources and introduce me to these people. And, eventually it clicked. I don't really know if there's just one thing you can say to someone. And like Morgan said, people our age are seeking immediate gratification in almost anything they do. And so it's, this is a great opportunity, but it does take work. It's building a business. So I don't know. I went to a bunch of events before I even started running with this. I met so many people, read so many books, and it really is up to that person to make the decision, because you can want it as much as you want for them, but they need to want it themselves. And I don't really think personally that there's one thing you can say. Sometimes there's like that light bulb moment where I'll talk to someone, I have a lot of middle-aged women in my organization, and they always want me to talk to their kids. And, sometimes I talk to them, that light bulb goes off. They see my lifestyle and they want to do it. But still, them wanting to do it and them committing to do it are two different things. So I don't know. I think you just keep supporting, keep loving on them, keep feeding them those resources because personal development's all areas of life. It doesn't have to be just network marketing. But if you just, start instilling that in people, then I think eventually a business like this, once you really realize what it's about, and it's about the serving of other people and helping other people, then it'll kind of align with what you want.
So amazing. How many people would love to have children like this, growing up in an environment like this? I mean, that's what we're sitting on here. It's not just a beautiful health and wellness opportunity or health and wealth opportunity, but it's an opportunity to impact our generation and be, raised like this. I mean, how cool would that be for, the next generation to not be this crazy indulgent on-demand generation, but the people who give back, the people who want to help others and really, start to create more peace in this world. I mean, how many like times have people, what's your biggest dream? Oh, I want to create world peace. Well, how cool is it that we're actually sitting on something like this where one person at a time, we actually can get there. We can impact this world we live in through network marketing. It's pretty rad.
Incredible.
John, you're awesome. I love it.
You guys are awesome too.
John, you've sent someone a couple links. You've had a couple conversations with them, and they're on the fence.
Mm-hmm.
We always teach and we preach, and we actually, we don't convince anybody. We don't push anybody. But when someone's on the fence, is there a conversation that you might have with them? Is there something you might say? Because what it comes down to is we want someone to try this. There is no downside to it. You get your money back if you're not happy. There's no risk at all. So do you have anything that you use if someone's on the fence, legitimately on the fence, to help them, encourage them to take a step and try it? Is there anything that you use in your arsenal?
Definitely use the 30-day money-back guarantee a lot. To me personally, maybe it's just the way my mind's developed. I just don't think, at the very minimum, I don't get anyone started on anything less than a 30-day system, because you need to make that at least minimum commitment for me to work with you. And to me, $270 just isn't that much of a risk, especially when you can get it back. And I'll explain that to them and break it down, and just showing them that they're going to be saving money or whatever. But if they're genuinely on the fence, I'll just figure out like what it really is holding them back. I love talking to people and asking as many questions as I can and figuring out. It's just interviewing them. I don't really like to do most of the talking when I'm talking to new prospects or anything, but I'll keep asking them questions. I'll be like, it's like, what's holding you back? They'll talk to you, well, blah, blah, blah. And you keep asking questions, and you just find out that they think that they might fail at the system or something, or they're going to do this and they're not going to lose the weight. And then once you get that, and then you can show them, all right, well, we have this amazing community that we can plug you into to support you, help you as much as you want. So I'm pretty good with that, is asking questions and really figuring out what the problem is, other than just some random excuse because they just don't want to put their credit card info in. And then, I don't know, but not everyone can you get off the fence just like that. Some people are like, okay, when can we talk again? And I'm just always trying to set up the next exposure till they're ready to make a decision. Either they tell me no, or they end up enrolling. So, it's different for everyone, but I try to get to the core reason. And then, we have a solution. Like if they're worried about coaching, we have great coaching. If they're worried about the money, there's a money back guarantee. If they're worried about the products not working, the products work phenomenally. It's not an issue. So it's just getting to the core problem, and then just showing them we have a solution and instilling the confidence in them that they're making the right decision by doing this.
Awesome. We have time for one more question. Who's got it? About to come out of their mouth. Who's got it? Someone? No one? John, how do you start your new people off, business builders? Do you put them into a system? Do you have a specific strategy? Someone says, John, yes, I need to make money. Here's my money for the program. Show me what you do, brother, and let me follow you. What do you teach them to do?
Yeah. So get them on a value pack, because it's the best deal. Then I genuinely believe that what the pack you get started on is what 99% of the people you get started are going to end up getting, because that's one of the number one questions. What did you get started with? You tell them, and that's what they'll get. So that's a big one. And then I try to get them right away to consultant. I'll start off, if they really want a business and they want this big time, I have them make their full list. but at the very least, I get them to get 10 names of people that they think would do this with them, either for the products or the business. And then we just start reaching out to them, because if you can get that value pack paid for right away. I think it's Eric Worre does a training, get over the line, whether it's a product results that gets them over the line that makes them stay, or the financial results. That's what you want to do, is get them over that line so they're going to stay, and that you can get them to the events, you can get them onto your trainings, and coach them, because they need a reason to stick around, and that success will keep them there. But I like to do at least 10 people that they know would do this with you. And, I like talking, getting their moms on. So I think we have a great organization to support middle-aged women. So I love plugging them into the system. I know, I love it. That's where my focus is, honestly. I think that
you, John, too. They love you.
Well, I think they're the best at it. And I mean, maybe it's my belief system just because of the team I'm on, but I love getting them involved in my organization.
Awesome. John, thank you so much. We're gonna end the call with some housekeeping. I'm not gonna keep you on. You are so generous with your time as well. Are you going to Portsmouth? Are you gonna be in Portsmouth for Super Saturday, or when are we seeing you next?
I wasn't planning on it, but I'd go there. I didn't even know Portsmouth is that Maine?
New Hampshire. When is that?
This month? It is June 23rd.
June.
Write it down.
Super Saturday.
You can sleep over.
Yeah, come sleep in Boston. When's the Boston Super Saturday? That's 2 weeks, right?
That's May 19th. That's the corporate hosted one.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. Well, listen, thank you. We'll be in touch. We'll chat. We got to get on the phone with your buddy too.
Absolutely. We will. We'll do that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you, John.
John, thank you so much. Wealth of knowledge. You're a true leader, influencer. It's so great to know you. And we'll be doing more work together.
Awesome, guys. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Everybody else stay on for 2 minutes. We're going to let John jump off there. That was awesome. These two guys, I'm telling you, everybody enjoyed tonight. Did anybody take some tidbits away? Yeah. Just so great. Right, Kevin? To hear it from 24-year-olds, 25-year-olds, 26-year-olds of what they're doing, it's like, I have no excuse anymore. I have no excuse to stop doing the things that I know I should be doing. That's just me. So awesome. I want to give a shout out to Mrs. Jennifer Gebby Bennett for being number 49 in Leader in Action, everybody. Number 49 in the entire company, Leader in Action, Jennifer Gebby Bennett. I think you're listening on here, but I'm sure Chase is taking one of your body parts where you probably can't have your camera on, I'm sure. So thank you so much. Thank you. Congratulations. That's what I meant to say. Huge.
Yes.
You're welcome, Gail. Lisa's going to do a couple short little housekeeping tidbits, and we're going to sign off for the evening.
Yeah, it's very quickly. Sorry for running over, but I think that there was so much value there that nobody really minded. Obviously, you're all still here. So just a couple of reminders. The rapid reset is done as of May 27th. So anybody who has not reached the rank of Crystal Executive, you still have time. And by doing so, you will become part of the Crystal Executive League at this year's celebration, which this year is a whiteout party, which is kind of cool. It's a different style. It's not the baseball theme anymore. And the Crystal Executive Rapid Reset bonus is $2,000. That's just crazy. That right there will pay for your ride to celebration. And the Rapid Reset on consultants, the $100, that expires on the 27th too. So remember to reach out to everybody in your downline and share with them that they can make $100 versus the $50 plus any cycles they're sitting on. I put a little blurb on Team Limitless on a great opening line for that, which should be helpful. So celebration, if you have not gotten your ticket to celebration, go get one. No excuses, go get one. It's in Nashville. It's not that far away. Nashville's super rad. There's no excuse not to want to go there. It's August 4th through 7th. There's a leadership meeting that is for directors or higher. So if you have not reached the rank of director, get there. Those leadership meetings are mind-blowing, unreal meetings. They put a lot of value into them. The Crystal Executive Rally is, I already talked about that. If you have not reached the rank and you want to go support one of your teammates that has, you can purchase tickets for $50. The gala this year is on the final night on the 7th, and it's from 8 to 11:30. That is fancy party, dress up party. It's usually really awesome. The entertainment's amazing, and you can see a lot of the company getting awards, and most likely some of your teammates. And then we were planning on having the team party that night. We're actually just going to scoot the team party from later in the evening to 6 to 7:30 p.m. that night. General session ends at 3 p.m. So we're going to do the team party from 6 to 7:30, and we'll get the location out to everybody. And then gala starts at 8. So we should all be able to fit them all in. And then we already talked about the Portsmouth Super Saturday. May 19th is the corporate one in Boston. Make sure if you don't live in our area, I know we always talk about our area a lot. If you don't live in our area, please always check in on isagenixevents.com. You can look at corporate events. You can look at locally hosted events. Actually, it's associate hosted events. And then we also have Manchester, New Hampshire Super Saturday coming up October 13th, as well as, many other things that are happening. Oh, the retreat in Dunsky Town, which is going to be amazing. We'll be right off the heels of Top Achievers. And, we haven't been working this hard to go to Top Achievers just to go to a really cool destination, which is fun. That is the bar none top training that they offer in this company. And it is no joke that they make you work so hard to earn it, because it is killer training. And, we're going to be learning a lot about what's coming in the future. Not that we can tell you everything because we have to sign a disclaimer. But we're going to be able to bring back a lot of great stuff from that. And just a lot of excitement and momentum. We are cruising into summer here. Don't take the gas off. This right now, what you do now is what's going to show up in the fall, around the winter months, where everybody starts to dip down. Crush it this summer. Make sure you're putting that extra effort in so that your fall months don't fall down. Everybody's business goes like this, including the top leaders. Let's try to change that this year. Let's try to even out our fall months, because it happens to us too, because summertime everybody kind of relaxes, and let's take our foot off the gas because it's summer. Everybody else is too. Keep it up. It's so possible. Remember Boom in June. It's so possible to still keep that momentum up going through the summer months. So, keep that in mind. It's not from sitting back at Thanksgiving and Christmas that you're not building your business. It's from sitting back in the summer. So crush it now, and things are going to lift up in the fall and the winter for everybody.
Awesome. Next week, we're going to talk about driving. We're going to get back to basics. Drive the line. How to set your new person up right. If you're not driving the line, that is okay. You can start wherever you are in your business. If you don't know what drive the line is, beyond next week, because this concept, this strategy pulled Lisa and I out of, we were stuck at 2-star for 2 years. 2 years, because we didn't have a strategy. We were rolling right and left. And we heard the strategy years ago. We didn't apply it. We heard it again at that time. We put it into gear, and it launched us out of 2-star. What does that mean for you? It is rocket boosters for your business if you want it. Doesn't mean you have to do it. There's no one way to do this business, but I will tell you it works, and it's a very powerful way to set up your business when you enroll people. So I don't think anybody is here just to kind of mosey on through this life slowly and a little bit painfully. When you build and you create that machine, anybody in business will tell you, if you can step away from the machine, the gears still turn without you in that business, that's a real business. When you make money, when you can step out, be progressively unnecessary. Progressively unnecessary. So we're going to talk about driving the line. It's a simple concept. We're going to show it to you, and how to start your new people off right. We always, if you notice a theme here, we go out a little bit. We always come back to the basics, because the brand new person, right? We always give examples of our new people that have enrolled 2, 3, 4 people the first week, over $1,000 the first week, right? I had a girl the other night say, can I make $500 a week? Well, we have someone who doesn't even want the business. Her first week, she enrolled 3 people. Another one enrolled 4 people, over $1,000 that week. And they kept doing it and doing it. That's huge. Imagine $200 in the week. That's a lot of money. So the basic information is what we're going to teach on next week. Be here, invite your teams. If your teams can't be here, make sure you disseminate this information. Jody and I think Eliza are doing a great job. You guys have been doing the rehearsals Thursday nights. You've been doing the training. That is just awesome. If any of you want to practice your dialogue, these girls, they know how to do it. And Jennifer, and I'm sorry if I'm leaving some people off that are on their call. I don't know everybody that's on there, but Thursday nights at 8:30, Jody? Yep. So
yeah, every other Thursday. So there's an event posted. Yeah.
Awesome. So if you want to practice how to talk to people. But other than that, I think it was well worth going a little over tonight. Those two individuals, just gold.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Does anybody have anything else that's super important that can't wait? That's urgent business matter. We don't want to negate anybody. All right.
Celebration.
Please.
Get your tickets.
Get your tickets. We're going to post this. Please, your comments when we post this in the team is so valuable. Give us a comment if you liked it. If you had if you think some of your teammates should be on there. Those posts they actually pull other people to watch not a rerun. A recording of the call.
Taped session.
Taped, whatever. Love you guys. Rock it out. See you next week, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Great job.